Hello, everyone. What I want to talk about today is putting your client at ease. And this is good for both the photographer and for the client to listen to. So, when you think of something like a mall type situation, or somebody just comes into your studio and they sit down for their photo session and that's it, one thing we as photographers have an advantage for when we don't do these types of uh, cookie cutter or mini session type things is we have the opportunity to get to know our client. For example, is there something that they like to do as a hobby? Are they a gamer? Do they paint? What is it that they like to do? Now, some people will feel uncomfortable talking about certain things, and that's fine. That's why it's a good thing to get some of this out up front before the session, because you don't want to set your client at disease um, during the session. You want them to be at ease. So when you're having those initial conversations with the client to set up the shoot and to get ideas of what they want in the shoot, one of the things to do while you're doing that is to get to know your client. Because if you know your client and they look like they're feeling a little uneasy being in front of the camera, and let's face it, a lot of people feel uneasy in front of a camera, this will give you something to talk about that will allow them to take their mind off of the session and allow you as a photographer to get better, more realistic pictures. These will be smiles that aren't forced. How many people remember the day of what now is a joke for people to stand in front of a camera and say, okay, everybody say cheese, and how forced that looked because there was no real emotion behind the smile. Forced smiles that have no emotion behind them are noticeable. But if you can talk to your client, if you can get to know what it is that they like about themselves, what they don't like about themselves, what their hobbies are, what their life is like. And I'm not talking about being intrusive and I'm not talking about being nosy. I'm just talking about being able to connect with your client on a human level, on a more personal level. That will enable you to then ask them questions about it. Maybe they're a gamer and you're a gamer, and you can talk about games while you're having the photo session. And that allows you to set them at ease and also allows you to be at ease as well. If you're feeling a little nervous about the session, or if the session doesn't seem to be going quite the way you'd anticipated, take a moment and just talk to them. How many times does a hairdresser or somebody doing that kind of work talk to their client? All the time. And they do that to get a feel for their client, but also to set them at ease and pass the time. There's no reason that a photo session has to be done in silence. There's no reason a photo session should consist of just, okay, turn your head a little bit more to the right, a little bit more, up just a bit. There's no reason for that to be the only conversation going on during a photo session. These people are not your friends, but you should treat them as if you were taking the picture for your best friend. If you were taking a picture that was going to be very important to them, because that's what you're doing. You're taking pictures important to the person who is the subject of the photograph. And not only do they deserve the best that we can do for them, they also deserve to be at ease, and they also deserve to have photographs taken of them capturing what they are like. what they are truly like without any forced emotion in the photograph. So, when you sit down and have your conversations about the photo session and what you offer, for example, in my case, I have a hair and makeup person that I can call upon to come to the site and do the hair and makeup. As I describe all that stuff, I can also get a feel for what they like. I'm not going to get a feel for what kind of makeup they want to have or how they want their hair done, or even if they want, other than from a business standpoint, the hair and makeup artist there. I'm going to go beyond that. I want to know what they want in their photo session. And by knowing more about them and what's important to them, I can suggest things that they may not have thought of because they are not photographers. But I won't know what to suggest to them if I don't know them. So you have that conversation up front. Learn who it is that you're going to be taking the picture of. Learn what it is that they like and what they don't like. That'll help you formulate the session. Again, as you've listened to any of my podcasts or seen any of my videos, to me it's very important to get down what it is I want to do in that photo session so that the client knows what to expect and can make changes or suggestions so that is personalized to them. That way they can see things that through my eyes, if you will, of how the session wants to go, and I can see things through their eyes as the focus of the session as to what they want to get. This allows us to work together to create a better session overall and to come up with some really, really good pictures. It's also a good time to talk about a little bit of what they're looking to do with the photographs. Are they going to be framed? Are they going to be big wall art? Is it going to be a book? Because that also gives you kind of insight into the person. If they want their pictures and they want them all in an album, and it's not a boudoir shoot, it's a regular shoot, then they've got a little bit more privacy that they want in their photographs. Or maybe they want to gift it to somebody. So that gives you a little bit of insight into what you're doing the session for. But when it comes to boudoir, of course, most of that's going to be albums. Rarely, I think, are you going to get somebody who wants a 30-inch tall frame of a boudoir shoot. But by getting to know the person and getting to know their likes and their dislikes, you know what topics to talk about. You may see signs earlier than normal of when they are feeling discomfort. And you may be able to easily ease them back into the photo shoot, to take their mind off of what's going on, to get them back into a happier mindset, and to capture those photographs that really capture them, because those forced smiles, those forced emotions are not your subject. You want your subject at ease, and you want your subject to be showing their true emotions during the shoot. And I think in order to make a valuable shoot for a client, you have to take these steps. And that's what I got for you guys this week, and I will talk to you all next week.